Okay guys, and the next thing we're going to do is take care of the keystrokes. We're going to add event keys so that we can move the player left and right or up and down and fire the bullets. Okay, so that's where we're going to do this at right here. So we got to put in if event.type equals pygame.key down. It means pressing the key, and then when you let off it stops, obviously. So if event key equals K, left is the left hand arrow button, and right here where it says player X underscore change equals -5, that means it moves to the left -5 pixels. So it goes -5, 1 2 3 4 5 to the left every time you hit the key, 5 pixels. Same thing with the next one, player X moves +5. Every time you hit the key, it moves 5 pixels to the right. You can change it to 10 and it'll jump around real crazy, or you can change it to 1 and it'll go real slow. Okay, then we set an event key to underscore spacebar. This, when you hit fire, will play the phaser sound right here, and we'll fire the bullet. Now this is when we added wind sound up at the top, import wind sound. This is where we've got to go pick up this phaser right here. This is a sound clip. It's a dot wave. You download that. Just go to wave files or sound effects, download a phaser, download a lightning bolt. It doesn't matter. Some kind of wave file. Same thing with the boom over here. This is when the bullet hits the ship and explodes. Okay. So it's up here at the top, import wind sound, and then we go back down underneath the if statement. It needs to be part of this when the bullet is fired. Wind sound dot uppercase play sound phaser 1, and then wind sound dot dot snd underscore async. Make sure it's exactly like that. Okay. And then this event type right here is key up. So when you let off the key, nothing happens. So that is for the left key, for the right key. Okay, so it moves 0 when you let off. Okay, and then the space bar stops firing. So boundary checking for ships. This means can't go past the boundary, can't go past the left or right boundaries. So player X plus equals player X underscore change. Okay, so if player X is less than or equal to 0, player X is equal to 0, else or LF player X is greater than 736, greater than or equal to 736 or equal to 736, it's going to stop at those pixels. So 0 is on the far left, 736 is on the far right. Remember, our screen's 800, so our ship's only going to go to 736. Okay, so for enemy movement, now remember, we've got multiple ships moving and they drop down and they keep moving and they drop down. So same thing right here. We're going to do if enemy I, and we got the I there, so it's doing it for all the ships. If it's greater than 440 for J in range, num number of enemies, enemy J equals 2000. So that's the lower limit. So it can go all the way down past the enemy ship, past the friendly ship, but as soon as it breaks 200, 250, it's going to hit the game over text. So just make sure this is all typed in correctly. And then this is enemy X plus or equals enemy X change in I. Okay, so this is the speed. This is how fast the ships are moving. So left and right 4, you can change this to 10, 5, 6, 10, whatever, and it's going to speed it up, or you can slow it down to 1. Okay, so make sure you type it all in exactly the way it is right here. So for collision, this is where the bullet interacts and hits the enemy ship. Okay, so we need collision equals is collision, and then enemy XI, enemy YI, bullet X, and bullet Y. Those are all the coordinates for each ship in bullet. Okay. Bullet Y is going to start at 480, which is 3/4 of the way down the screen where the ship is at, the friendly ship. And bullet state equals ready, which means it's not firing. And the score underscore value plus equals 1. That means every time it hits a ship, it's going to add 1 to the scoreboard. And this is a random, this is enemy X and Y moving between these coordinates randomly. And then again, we're going to put another wind sound, .play sound. This is with the boom. This time when this hits, it's going to make the boom. Okay. Make sure all this gets typed in correctly. Like I said, you can pause the game if you need to. Okay. Or pause this video if you need to. And then bullet movement. If bullet Y is less than or equal to 0, bullet Y equals 480. So what it's saying is every time the bullet is going less than or equal to 0, it's going to reset to bullet Y position, which is 480 at the ship, and go to the ready. If bullet state is fire the bullet X and bullet Y, minus equals bullet Y underscore change. So just make sure all this is in here correctly, okay? And then we had functions that we created. So if we have a function, we got to call it, right? So we're going to call function player X, player Y. We're going to call the function show underscore score, text X, text Y, and we're going to pygame.display .update. And then last but not least is pygame.quit. This will stop the game. Okay. So like I said, you guys can go through this as slow as you want or as fast as you want. Just type everything into PyScripter. I will post the full code in Classroom here pretty soon so that you can just copy it if you can't get this to work. But please try to get this to work first before you copy it. Okay? Talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.